Hello YouTube, it is March 26, 2020. Hopefully my voice do not sound as robotic. Okay, I was making sure my voice audio because I went in to see if I can digest it, so hopefully it does better than. Okay, everything's working good. Had to pause the video to see on the playback how I'm sounding. It's sounding a little bit better. Oh, I was so looking forward to upgrading my mic. Um, I had a mic purchase that I was going to do on Amazon. It was a little cheap plug and play mic that condenses the voice and make it sound more like my speaking voice in real life. So it because this Logitech, granted that it's a lot better than the last one that I recorded from, but still it was like I guess when I have the fan up too loud, I sound a little bit too choppy and it's still not the best. So I wanted to upgrade my mic in addition to my lights, but the lights and stuff can wait. It's like we still on this shutdown. This is the first day that legally I cannot operate on anybody. It's like, and then it's like this would be the day. Yesterday everybody now want to get waxed out the blue. I'm like, ah, damn. It's like, damn. How many requests I got? I had 2 full body waxes. 3 Brazilians, a chest wax. I said, Lord Jesus. This was a whole week's paycheck right there. I could have made in a damn day. Just messed me all up. Because this one darn gone took off yesterday. That's why I said I need my own. Because it's like, couldn't go out. Because I got a hookup where in Fayetteville, I can use the shop on an advanced note, but it's like they all contacted me out of the blue. So what I do is from time to time work from home or I travel to them. But obviously since so many people was contacting me, it's best for them to come to me as opposed to me traveling to them. Because the Uber rates and stuff is, crazy. And this one didn't want to come up off the darn. I don't know why she think I can't darn. She finally, and we're gonna get to that where she finally came up off the car keys. I wish she would have darn on came up off the car keys for me to make this darn on money yesterday. It's like dang on the how many service requests that I got, bitch. That was about $600 motherfucking dollars plus right there, and that wasn't even including darn on upsell with products and shit. The ruin all. I mean, just sabotage. Just took the day off just to take the darn on day off. It's like here we is in the midst of it, but then again, the darn on plant. I guess they motherfuckers ass ain't never gonna close. But then I see why they wouldn't, because it's like y'all working darn on the hot side is above over 100 damn degrees. Cold side is is under darn on 20. So the virus can't really survive under any circumstances. When you go in, you immediately got to wash your hands. You don't even touch the doggone washing station. It's like you push the thing with the foot to activate the water and the soap and whatnot. And then they got the Dyson dryers where you just put your hands under it. You don't even hit the button. So it's like they good. That's why they can darn gonna stay open. Even the air is motherfucking purified. Honey, you can say a lot of things about pilgrims and they corrupted policies and shit. But honey, unhealthiness and unsanitary ain't one of them. Honey, that's the first plant where I seen even the air quality is pure. Usually you know when you within 5 miles of a plant because of the toxic smell. They do something where they even purify the darn on air. Where you can't even smell even when you come up onto the plant. So honey, she got a good she's one of the very few people in the entire state that can darn on still work. Teachers out, staff members of the school is out, beauticians, we are all on shutdown, massage therapists on shutdown. Then I get 7 requests yesterday. She want the darn on take off. God damn it. I'll be so glad to get the fuck away from him. But yeah, in spite of that though, I did manage to go. She did manage to give me the damn keys to go to the fucking stuff. So, and then sure enough, like I told y'all, honey, all the water and shit's gone. But my produce was there. I remember I told y'all in the last video, I said, honey, I ain't got to worry about the produce. Honey, produce gonna be there. And sure enough, the apples was still there. Bananas and shit was still there. Now I felt a little bit uncomfortable even trying to get that, because I was like, hell, I don't think you can even wash that. At least with the bananas, you can peel that shit off. So I stuck to the kiwis and shit. So even if a motherfucker coughed on that bitch, it's like, hell, I got to cut that doggone shit off anyway. And, I don't have to worry about that. But the fruits and shit that you can't, the lettuce and shit that's open, oh, hell no. The carrot, no. Motherfuckers out here coughing and stuff on. And I mean maliciously coughing. These some sick, darn demonic people. We out here and y'all want to play pranks and shit. Y'all want the darn cough and licking airplanes. And a motherfucker actually licked the toilet seat. And you know what demographic that person came from. Now, I seen a black person, and it had to be the motherfucker off Love Hip Hop, acting like he coughed at somebody's darn food on McDonald's, but he coughed in his own. So even when black people, Joe, at least they have enough decorum. The darn still, cover that shit up. Honey, but sister wasn't playing that. She still cussed his ass out and forced him to force Chaotic to pay for the food. I think that was a script. That, if you ask me, I think that was scripted. But at least even with Den, he had some decorum, the least cough in his darn arm, but pretend that he was coughing on her. Still don't make the shit right. But you got these other demographics of folks literally out here coughing maliciously on fruits and vegetables. Honey, you know that shit will not fly in my neck of the woods. You know damn well. And then, the majority of the staff members at the Ramsey Street Walmart is black too. Honey, they'll take their sweet time by calling the police. You coughing on motherfucker. Here we is, darn trying to get stuff. But then again, it's like, hell, wasn't too many people. And then this the sad thing. Now I had to get on my people. How come I was the only, it was me and a biracial sister. It's the only people of color over in the darn, and I'm using the term color because I'm describing more that, so before y'all say, oh no, wine is black. No, I'm talking about multiple races of minorities. So that's when I use the term people of color. It was me and a biracial sister. The only ones up in the produce aisle. Y'all know I got my boathouse farms of drinks and stuff. I'm stacking up on my green smoothie, my mango and everything else. And, I'm getting my bananas. All of that good stuff. Where my Latina sisters at? Where is my darn black folks at? Y'all motherfuckers down there arguing over the last two damn things of toilet paper and the water is off the shelf. Now I don't understand this by now. I guess I'm gonna have to do I guess I'm gonna have to do an update on the zero water filter, because when I went by there to get my actual filter for the house, it's right. It's right in that same aisle. I noticed that the zero water filters, the zero water, which is actually proven to be better than Brita. So for y'all that got Brita, honey, Brita ain't doing shit on zero water. Zero water legitimately, and I got a video, my own testimonial, showing that it brings the contaminants in your darn water down to zero. I've had my replacement in for a month and it still reads zero. I'm going to do an updated video soon. But it's very affordable. Like for the small one, it costs, I think, $20. And then the filters, you can get a 2-pack for $15. But the filters last like 3 months on average. Hell, I just showed y'all that I left mine in for 6 months. And it still had my water quality down to 55 parts per million. In the state of North Carolina, where our water up until recently was running to 110. Now they done added some stuff in our water right lately, because I just tested the shit out today, and surprisingly the shit's all the way down to 70 coming out the tap. But when it goes into the water filter, it's still reading at zero a month later. So after a month use, it's still reading at 0 parts per billion. compared to the water that my mother brought. It don't get no dumber than this. This heifer done went and got 2 darn on things of portable, 2 things of the bottled water, 2 cases, and then got the big old jugs. Now, mind you, I got the zero water filter in. I even showed her that the water that she was using had had a score of 37. So it wasn't that far off from the darn on water out the damn tap. But you still buying the damn. Now I can possibly understand the bottled water for the job. But why in the hell did you then turn back around and get 2 big old things of water that has 6-gallon jugs individual in there? I don't understand us acting like we darn on are in the midst of a hurricane or something where like you have to worry about our pipes being that. Like I can understand this shit if we was in hurricane season and we have a risk of pipe damage so you can't use your water or something like that. I can understand quick snacks and shit on out because our power do tend to go off in certain areas in North Carolina and your shit might be off for a few days. So I can understand stacking up on, buying the sausages and shit there. But this is a coronavirus that don't affect the power or nothing. Matter of fact, your power, even if you behind on your darn on shit, is still able to be on. And I'm tired of sounding like a motherfucking broken record. This is the 3rd video that I said this shit. Yet now I'm at motherfucking Walmart and y'all bitches it's darn on arguing and shit over water. This shit don't make no motherfucking sense. Ain't no bit of darn on fruit or anything. And then I get to the orange juice aisle. I swear I'm gonna have to do a whole video on orange juice and what is orange juice. Tell me why it's bright and early out. Why is Sunny Delight out? But the motherfucker darn on, and thank God they had my what's it called? Why is the Simply Delight and the darn on Tropicana? Why is both of them still full? Now I'm gonna tell you why that's a problem. Because Sunny Delight and Bright and Early is not even orange juice. It is marketed as orange, and it got so bad that the Food and Drug Administration had to come in and enforce labels where they had to enhance the percentage of juice on the label. So when you turn over Bright and Early, it says 0% juice. So it don't even have a little part of darn on orange juice in it. Now, Sunny Delight might have 17%. But you buying it thinking that it's 100%. See, this is the shit I don't understand. It's like just the syrupy quality of the way that it comes out, you should have known that it wasn't natural. Just the way that it tastes compared to an actual orange, you should have known that it wasn't natural. But y'all motherfuckers darn gone got Sunny Delight up in y'all carts for the few black folks that even had that. But, honey, the thing was nearly full of the Simply Delight. I said, oh my goodness. Well, it might be half full now and that's only because it was a few white sisters behind me that was also going towards and I'm talking about my sister not Sister Patterson. Shout out to darn on New York honey. But what was the white girl off for darn on Sister Act? I can't think of her name. I'm thinking of Mary Clarence, but that was Whoopi Goldberg character. But Maggie Smith character, it was an older white lady behind me trying to get some of the orange juice as well, along with a younger darn white, 2 separate people, not family. But no darn actual black people. I mean, we got to do better. We got to do damn better. Damn shame. But that was my darn yesterday in a nutshell. Day I'm darn quarantining and chilling, honey. That's the only thing I can do. Oh, but I did get a surprise though. Honey, did y'all ain't gonna believe this. I forgot about the week in a hole. Y'all know every time you get a job that's hourly, you're subject to the week in the whole. Honey, I was surprised. At first I thought it was my tax return. I said, "Bitch, I just filed my taxes. How in the hell my little tax return came back this quick?" Honey, go in. It's my little darn on check for the week that I work at the schoolhouse. That it's a shame that that little bit of check was a blessing, but y'all know I'm already darn on stretching shit and darn on potentially thinking about this going to the unemployment office. Although I know they're gonna probably laugh me out the damn door. Y'all know I only got like 3 weeks, 3 years of work history as far as hourly jobs, because my commission based jobs and work from home jobs, not all of them were hourly. Some of them was like 1099s, and that didn't count. Now, granted, that with all this, with the stimulus and stuff, they're making it where even us, self-employed people, if we can show our paperwork and stuff, that we might can actually get some benefits for once. Even people who work part-time, which y'all know I work part-time at the schoolhouse, we actually could qualify. And now I'm wondering, do we get the full 600? Or is we going to get a look? Because it's like, well, hell, with our lack of darn on, at least with my history. And then I'm still fairly young as it is, so even if I did consistently work, it's like, well, hell, that still wouldn't be dang on long. Even with me working part time since 12 and being able to work full time since 19, that would have only been an 8-year work history. So even if I worked every single year up until this point full time at an hourly job, that's only 8 years of work history. So even for the people who are full-time workers straight out of high school up until the age of 27, it's like you ain't got that much to really pull out of unemployment. So it's like, hell. But then it's like, then you add people who work 1099 jobs and part-time, and how does that shit work? I'm about to find out. Hell, if they at least give me half of it, that can darn gonna work out. Shoot, you give me at least because they said it's $600 a week for 13 weeks. On top of the little bit, and like I said, probably ain't gonna give me nothing as far. They're gonna be like, bitch, you qualify for like $20. Now I'm serious. You qualify for maybe about $50, $100 a damn week as far as your hourly work history record is. But I wonder, do I still get the $600 a week? And I've been Google searching. I try to call my unemployment office, aka I'm going to call it by its actual name when I go down there. Now, before y'all jump in my comment section, I know that the technical term is the Employment Security Commission. But the reason why most people call it the unemployment office is because, especially right now, ain't nobody going down there and actually getting no damn job. It's like, hell, you got us on damn lockdown. I'm a licensed beautician, so it's like, hell, well, if I was to go to another place, honey, they all closed. So this is gonna be an interesting conversation down here at the darn unemployment office tomorrow. That's what we black folk, because it's like, and then you add the area that we in, it's like, honey, y'all don't even have no actual job recommendations like that for us unless we go through the Job Corps, and even then it's like, But yeah, it's like I wonder how they're going to do this. Like, is they going to waive that part where you have to actually be out there searching? Because it's like in my profession, everybody is literally closed down. Like it ain't no phone calls. No, we close 30 days per the governor's request. So it's going to be interesting to see. Oh shoot, not Monday. I got a funeral to attend to tomorrow. Y'all know about my cousin right now. She's still out there kicking somewhere. Y'all, she done got out of jail again. Been there a couple months. You would have thought since this is known worldwide, she would have got somewhere since she done had multiple damn surgeries over the years. But no, she out there running about in the midst of this darn coronavirus. Now she wouldn't been able to come here any damn way. You ain't about to compromise me. But still. It's like she, with all the people that could have helped us, she's still out here acting the damn fool. But her former man and the father of the youngest child, and y'all seen the youngest child for y'all that's been with me a long time, especially if y'all subscribe to my fan page on Facebook. Unfortunately, he succumbed to colon cancer, and y'all know that struck me sometimes because y'all know as a colon cancer survivor myself, I was already devastated when I heard the news. It's like him and my mother's cousin both are dealing with the cancer, but his hard-headed ass, may he rest wherever he may, because he wasn't no saint. Now I don't know. Now I'm just keeping it real. I don't know if you burning or darn gonna glorifying, but may you rest well wherever you may be. And but on a serious note, you would thought that might have woke. I don't even think she even know because ain't nobody. I don't think nobody even been in contact with her. Nobody ain't been able to see her. So it's like here you is, the darn on father of your youngest child done passed away, and you know where to be found. The funeral's tomorrow. Now, granted that you probably wouldn't have been invited anyway because of the way that you done talk shit with the children over the years. And and also I should mention that there was a significant age gap. Not that, I mean, it didn't make a difference to them, but it's like the children that she was arguing wasn't young children. Like she's, let me see, born in 82. She is going on 38 years old. And he was about roughly 20 years her senior, so approaching 60. So his children are about her age. They're like a couple years older than me. Like they right in between us. Like I'm 27, her ass is 30, going on 38. The children is like around 32, 34-ish range. So yeah. And then it's like the fact that she ain't really been there consistently for any of her three children, especially the youngest one who y'all know suffers from autism. Yeah, it's like she might have been thrown in the darn on, she might have been thrown in the dirt before they laid down the coffin if she was there. So yeah, we don't need no Medea situation at the funeral home. So yeah. But still, it's like you could have reached out and said something. But like I said, I don't even think she even knows. She out there darn being a wild child amidst the darn pandemic. Story of my life, honey. That's why I can't wait to get away from. Honey, see, that heroin is one hell of a drug. Now, y'all, I told y'all I deal with crackheads in my family, and that included her. But see, when she upgraded to heroin, honey, that added just a whole nother level of crazy with her ass, because she already wasn't wrapped too tight when she was just a crackhead. But now when you add heroin into the mix, and then she was always a pill, so she's everything. It's like, god damn it, it's like usually you just pick one drug of choice. Like we got dope heads in our family that just smoke weed but they don't smoke crack. Then you got ones that smoke crack but don't smoke, and then some that might do both, but neither one of them do pills. But then you got this one who darn got strung out on pills, got darn on crack, do it, do everything but weed. Really, it's like really. Y'all know I basically gave up. Y'all know my final straw was when we let her in here last year and the bitch called the police on me. You done called the police on me in my darn house where I'm already struggling with this darn demon who makes my life darn as difficult as possible. Y'all know the story about last year. And it's like I got to deal with you calling the cops on me. Oh hell, fuck no. That's when I washed my hands of her. And that's why she knew why not to come back around here. Mom, you call yourself calling the cops on me, bitch, is a motherfucking rap. But yeah, unfortunately, gone too. So I wish he would have darn gone put them cigarettes down. It's like he had COPD as well. COPD, diagnosed with cancer, and you still lighting up a cigarette. But he was a darn gone throughout all of that. and even the abuse. And this is another thing. We don't talk about doggone domestic violence when it's on the male. It's always when it's the female. But he had to put up with some domestic violence with my cousin, where I even had to get on her ass. Like literally, doggone fight. And I think I've heard the stories in the past about, the trailer park. She doggone dragging them all up and down the motherfucking trailer park and all this motherfucking bullshit causing commotion. I got to come out there literally trying to drag her, literally dragging her off of him. He hopping on the doggone cane and everything. And people just, thought it was like nobody else really jumping in. And it's like, once again, he is 20 years her senior. Very, small. Like, she's 5'6" and he's like 5'4". It's not muscular at all. So it's like, you can't even say, well, it ain't hurt like that, because it's like, no, he's 20 years her senior, already fragile, suffers from COPD, and y'all just darn gonna sit there not doing nothing. My darn on people. It's like, it's a lot of stuff that we don't talk about. We don't talk about getting people help for mental health, because like I said, in addition to being strung out on drugs, she ain't really wrapped too tight her damn self. So it's like, we don't really talk about mental illness. We don't talk about rape like that. We don't talk about reverse domestic violence when the domestic violence is on the man. It's like, it's a lot of shit that we as black people, we sweep under the rug. It's like, that cycle needs to change. And sometimes you got the doggone distance, and that's why I was working on distance myself from this, because it's like, before help can even be given to you, it's like, you got to realize yourself that you even need help before somebody can even offer. And the thing is, whether you're a functioning addict like this one I deal with, versus the one that's strung out, doggone, might hit something, and then next thing you know, you waking up at the doggone store. You done slept in front of the doggone store all night. Both situations, terrible. But until you realize that you need the help, it's like, it just goes in one ear and out the other. So that's what I've been dealing with amidst this doggone coronavirus. Unfortunately, had to go to it. And it's like, oh my goodness, how is that going to work? Now, now this is where it gets difficult for me, because now I ain't even think about this until now. And I ain't trying to sound innocent. And I want to go because of, it's my doggone youngest cousin's father. It wasn't really his child, but he still named him after him and everything. And that's another thing. You done cheated on the man. Now, this is where it gets real trifling with my cousin. She was with another man who basically raised her second child as his own. Now, he already know he wasn't a father. Like, he got with her when she was like 8 months pregnant, and like the belly was out there, so it wasn't no scandal with him. But that's the only father that he knew of, until test results came that a friend of the family was her second child's father. So he had two fathers, because once he realized, the friend of the family, he always been supportive. And even when she lost custody of her children in 2016, he had him for a period of time, but he wanted to be with, his older sister. So he's now living with his oldest sister. But he still gets some financial support from his biological father. Now, since then, the other one is out of the picture. And unfortunately, it is what because once again, dealing with my crazy cousin, I can't blame him for this and himself, because what made him get gone was 2012. He found out that she was having an affair with this one that just passed. And then you end up getting pregnant. Now, he had a vasectomy. And I'm talking about the one that she was with that raised her second child as his own. He had a vasectomy, so he couldn't get her pregnant. So the fact that she pregnant, honey, who baby is? So she had to come clean. She broke up with him, and then they tried to do the co-parenting thing for a moment, but with her darn on wild antics and darn on taking the money from him and using it, taking the money from the child and using it for drugs, he distanced himself. And I ain't seen too much from him since. And like I said, I really can't blame him because of how that shit darn gonna happen. And then now you darn on with this man, who both of them good guys. I mean, she has a habit of getting, she gets with some older guys, but they're good guys to her. And the Stockholm not Stockholm syndrome. Although I slipped up and said Stockholm syndrome because this bitch also puts on a sad story every time somebody call her out on her mess, and she talks about how she's dying every other month. Oh, I'm dying. I got this doggone into me. Bitch, you go and you have this shit every other year. You don't sit down for the heal up. You got fibroids just like any other black woman who has the misfortune of growing up black in America, who has used chemical-based pads, who has used birth control, and all these chemicals have also inflamed your darn own reproductive system. And now, but even with that, you are blessed to have 3 children. It's like, why is you holding on at this point? Go ahead and get the motherfucking hysterectomy. You keep having the half-ass motherfucking surgeries. They don't work. They keep coming back because it's like, bitch, 2 days of post-surgery, you darn on shooting up crack. Like, who does that? And then it's like, I had to get on the men. It's like, y'all motherfuckers co-sign this shit. Y'all darn gone. You worked at Fort Bragg, the man who raised her second child as his own until the real father came into the picture. And even then, both of them were supporting her. And then now you got this third one. So it's like, your child is blessed to have, that shit just don't happen. Usually you have darn on baby mama situations where they trying to get they darn on the legitimate father on child support. He's dodging child support and everything else, don't want to claim the baby. And you in a situation where you got not 1, not 2, but 3 men supporting your darn on child. Like I said, that shit just don't happen. Honey, she can sell ice to an Eskimo. That's a crafty bitch. And then, like I said, darn gonna put on the water warts every darn gonna, every other month she died. But you still around here darn gonna strung out. You ain't died yet. Except for the times that you overdosed and had to be brought back. But, like I said, left the decent one that had the job at Fort Bragg. Got with this one who was retired, 30 years at one company, had full retirement benefits. All his children gets a check for half of what his main check is. So children were secured and everything. Grandchildren as well. And that included her child that wasn't even his. Even after finding out, he still honored the birth certificate and everything else. And you just treating them like darn on crap. And like I said, unfortunately, he got diagnosed with cancer. Fought it with I tried to put him on to, the treatments. And once again, they don't want to hear it. Old folks want to be settled. And then it's like, it's counterproductive for me to even recommend my little stuff because of the fact that, you still smoking cigarettes and shit. So it's like, that's counterproductive. And it's like, well, hell, and if anybody you want to listen to, I don't know why the hell you listening to darn people and stuff that don't know how to empathize with. It's like, bitch, I went through the exact same thing. Except I was fortunate enough not to be in stage 3. They caught my shit in stage 1. But I still had to go through the little rounds of radiation. I know what it feels like. Your darn skin becomes darker than what it is. Now I ain't deal with for him to be in stage 3, he really didn't deal with hair loss like that. Granted that his hair was short, but like he didn't really deal with the brows and all that. So he held on quite a bit. That skin It darkened up. He got frail and thin and everything else. And once again, I know how it is to go for. But then again, that was also contributed with my Crohn's disease as well during that same time frame. I went down to a sickly 130 pounds. Had to darn immediately be hospitalized. But it's like, once again, try to put you on to darn some holistic ways to, and people are always thinking, oh, here comes one with the darn voodoo shit. But honey, one with the voodoo shit is darn quite active, despite my darn cancer story. DivaWuan is quite darn active for a bitch who got darn Crohn's disease. DivaWuan is quite looking lovely with the skin. And a lot of people wouldn't think that I suffer from doggone eczema. So y'all keep calling me the motherfucking voodoo queen all you want to, but the voodoo is actually working. And actually, if you want to go there with the history, then this would, the Christians, they want to tone this shit out. It's like, well, really, we come from voodoo, and voodoo is actually the good shit, and the Christian is actually the demonic shit if you want to go there. So this is why I don't end darn try to help some family members no more, because then we have to go there with the history and shit. We want to talk about, oh no, this is what the doctor. Okay, I ain't saying that you don't need to go to the doctor. I'm just saying use this in addition to this. But what can it harm you? It's going to do more good than harm you. I'm not recommending you eat some darn some ox balls or something. Like, I can understand if I was recommending some wild shit or something. Like, okay, like I'm whipping you up some cat piss with a little bit of bull sperm. Oh, and I got you a little bit of cactus plant up in here. Like, I can understand if I was saying some shit like that. But if I'm recommending you stuff like darn black seed oil, if I'm recommending certain darn waters for you to to take, if I'm darn recommending you stuff like that, if I'm showing you the types of plants and shit that you're supposed to be intaking to also deal with your COPD, what can it harm you? Like I say, just went in one ear and out the other, act like they own it. But may he rest in power, though, nonetheless. But back to what I was saying, I want to be there for my cousin because he was a great father to all three of her children, from the oldest daughter to the two sons. Like I said, son was fortunate enough to have three like father figures. The biological father, when he found out that he was the father, even took him in for a period of time. But now he's with the oldest, with my cousin's daughter's oldest father. I mean, my cousin's daughter's father, if that makes sense. Once again, my cousin got three children. The oldest is a daughter. Her father now has her, his daughter, in addition to, my cousin's second child. So it's like, they don't get, so that's now one father, two, so that's four father-like figures. Like, once again, you just don't see this type of shit. You usually have men that don't want to darn claim their biological children, and damn sure ain't really trying to take care of nobody else. And she's been blessed to have three men who are not the father, and they know they're not the father of this boy, and has all done their part in spite of her. Once again, we also got darn give it up for the darn fathers, especially the single fathers, because this one right here, single father, the one, her oldest child's baby daddy, single father of, now he has multiple baby, now he ain't no saint either, but he cleaned himself up. He got like 8 children, several of them grown, some of them older than me. Once again, I told you she like them older, honey. And then she got some that's younger than her daughter. Like, he got children ranging between like 4 years old to like 32, 33. So it's like generational differences. Like, you got teenage daughters and sons. You got grown children and they older than me. Then you got children that are now like 2, 3 years old. But once again, he stays consistent with all of them. So even though he's spreading and populating, honey, he does darn gonna look out the children and even took in somebody else. So it's like here you got a man, because usually when we have men like this, we are so quick to just look at the negative side of that and say, oh, you ain't shit, you ain't darn gonna dare supporting your children like that, you want to spread your seed, you ain't no motherfucking Will Smith, bitch, you ain't no motherfucking darn gonna Eddie Murphy to have all these motherfucking children, you ain't got no motherfucking million. Like, we can say that shit, but then I can point you to a man like this who has like 8 children, who the oldest is like 32, 33. And then you got a couple of darn on teenagers. And then you got children that is 4 or 5 years old. And he's there for every last one of them. Got by 8 children. And then he takes in your child that is not even related to him. He already brought in his daughter, which is his. You out here on your crackhead shit. So it's like, okay, he's going to come in and get his daughter. But then he comes get your son that is not even his. Honey, we got to give credit to men like that. We so quick to just call out the bullshit about them darn gonna having multiple baby mamas and shit. But it's like, when you have somebody like this who's actually doing right by the darn gone children, and he's even darn gonna taking in darn gone children that's not theirs. Like, come on now, we got to give a motherfucking hand clap to darn gone black men like that. Those are the examples of black men who, yeah, they had their hang-ups in the past. They weren't perfect, but they was on some hood shit. But at least they turning it around and darn gone, doing good. Even to the point where they bringing in extra children that's not even theirs to help the family. To keep the family unit there, because it's like I said, my other young cousin was missing his older sister. Now they live together. And then, the other one that you was with, the one that just died with cancer, he was darn gone keep trying his best to keep in contact with the father of your oldest child, who has your 2 older children, so that that they can still have the full family unit at least on the weekends, so they can see their youngest brother. So your 3 children were still being able to see each other by the way of the fathers working it out. And once again, the one that just passed wasn't the baby's biological father. So another circumstance of a black man taking in a child that wasn't his. Like I said, you just don't see this shit right here. You don't see this type of shit right here. When you have other types of people in this situation who are low down, drug addict, crackheads, who are dealing with darn on fellow degenerate darn on black people, black darn on dusted dog face having men like a Snoopy, but don't got Snoopy money. It's like the earth, y'all know I was gonna have to call out Snoop Dogg on that darn on Gail King comment. It's like, now that shit was funny that you call her a funky dog face bitch, but it's like, this is somebody who literally looks like a wop walla in the face. It's like, bitch, you cannot darn gonna be the blackest pot trying to call the kettle black. It's like, how in the hell you calling somebody a dog, and your ass literally is the epitome of what you are named of. There are actually memes of you looking like a motherfucker Rottweiler in the face, bitch. Like, sit down and have several seats. But the thing is, with these black men in her life, she darn gone, every last one of them has gone above and beyond for the children, where in cases they didn't need be. From the first guy that she was with, that got with her when she was 8 months pregnant with the second child, the son, and took him in. From the biological father finding out after the fact, and darn gone still taking care of him, and temporarily having custody of him until he gave over custody to the father of her oldest child, the daughter, so that the brother and sister can be together. And then the other one that you was with, which is the youngest child that has autism, was working it out with the other father, so all 3 of the children can at least see each other from time to time. And now, unfortunately, he passed, and the children are not as don't know of, my oldest cousin's father like that. So now, my mother got to step in, and myself, to try to keep that relationship still going. Because now the father done passed away of cancer. And where she's at, out here darn gone, high as a motherfucking coochie darn gone brown. High as a motherfucking kite, bitch. You just can't make this shit up. Just can't. And Lord, this done turned into a matter of fact. I guess this was a good conversation to have, because I was thinking when I turned this camera on, I was like, what am I going to talk about? Because it's like, yeah, we know about this coronavirus, DivaWuan. I can turn to the news. I don't want you to become the coronavirus news story. And it's like, yeah, bitch, we all up in the house having our coronavirus darn on moment. So we don't need you to just come up on here every day, beat face down to the gods, honey. Just giving us your coronavirus update. Bitch, you ain't suffering from it. Give us some darn actual juicy story for us to darn digest. Something that we can darn break down and, think about. So I guess this is a good, story time moment for me to have with y'all. So y'all tell me y'all thoughts on that situation. About, people, number one, that don't want to give up drugs even upon dying. Like, it's a lot of things that I just hit y'all with. Like, from this friend of the family who was the father-like figure to my drug addict cousin's third child, to, him still being hard-headed, smoking cigarettes to the end, but was still, doing right by the son, making sure everything was taken, make sure he's going to his special needs classes and all. Now, I don't even know how that's working now, because it's like, in addition to him being in declining health for the past 2 months, and granted that the children are going to, still, watch out for their fellow sibling or whatever. Once again, there goes that age gap, because his other children are like 30-some years old, and this one was born in 2012, so he's now going on 8. Huge age gap, honey. Matter of fact, he got grandchildren older than my youngest cousin. But once again, they made it work nonetheless. But it's like, now, it's like, with all the schools closed, he's going to be behind on his darn studies, because once again, the special needs, schools are definitely going to be closed as well. They talking about not opening them back up until May 15th. And then it's like, now we got to try to get the children to know the father of my drug addict's cousin's baby daddy of the daughter that she has, so they can still keep, the relationship going between all three of the siblings. Just draining. It's like, I don't even have kids, and I got to deal with this type of bullshit. People don't understand how drugs don't just affect you, and how your actions affect everybody around you. It's like how your lack of actions as a mother brings everybody else to have to make up for your lack of motherhood. It's like you having to have my mother act more of a motherly figure to your darn children. My darn sister to act more of a motherly figure to your darn children. And then for the fathers to darn pull double duty and darn fully support the child without no mother presence at all. Now, granted that the baby daddy, he was with, I think he's still with the child of the youngest one he received. Once again, I told you, a little bit of ratchetness, honey. So, oh Lord, no, she died, unfortunately. Oh, tragic. So it's, I don't even want to touch that one. So, yeah, now, he had, once again, once he finally settled down and got with baby mama number 8, the one that had the 4-year-old, she done tragically died under medical circumstance. It wasn't no drug. Now, it wasn't no. Now, she was clean and everything. Never touched drugs and everything. Ironic that you got with my cousin, who was a full-on junkie, turned around and actually got with somebody who was the epitome of the opposite. Clean, didn't do. I don't even think. And then her name sounded similar to mine as well. But she didn't smoke cigarettes or nothing. Like, she might have drunk or something. And I think she might have smoked a little weed, but like, she didn't do no crack. She didn't do She didn't pop no pills. She didn't even smoke cigarettes, as far as I know. And she died under, I don't know what she died of, but she actually died. It wasn't like a car accident or something like that, but she actually died. And I don't think he got another woman since then. And this been a couple years since she died. But it's been fresh. It's like 2 years. So it's like the children don't even have like a stable motherly figure no more. And this one was always around even when the oldest child was young. Like when my cousin was in jail, like yeah, the one that just got out of jail now, she actually did a long stint and a long stint for us 2 years. So she's known to do a couple months here and there in jail. But this one, she got caught in some trafficking shit with another man that she was with, and over 100 pounds of weed, and they put her in jail for 2 years. And her firstborn and her only child at that time was with the father for the first 2 years, and with the woman that recently passed away. And that was her mother-like figure for the first couple years growing up. My aunt, my grandmother's oldest sister, would get the child on the weekends, and I would help out with the child on the weekends. And I'm about 12, 13 years old, and I'm helping out with the child. And my aunt, who at the time was in her later 60s, because let me see, she born in 1939. This was like 2008. So she wasn't even 70 yet. She was like 69 years old, give or take. Y'all tell me if my math is right. No, she's born in 1939. I remember it specifically because she was born 2 years before the first DC comic book. Like that's how I remember my aunt's ages, because Superman DC comic came out I think Wonder Woman came out in 1941, but my aunt was born in 1939. That's how I remember her age, because it's 8 of them in all, but it's only 3 of them left. It's her, my other aunt, and my uncle. My grandmother's since deceased, and her other 4 siblings have also deceased as well, including my crazy cousin's grandmother, who actually passed a year before my grandmother did. Her grandmother passed in 2008. Mine's passed in 2009. And then, of course, all of their mother, my great grandmother passed in 2016. And that's when shit really hit the fan. Like she's been on a downhill since then, when my great grandmother succumbed to Alzheimer's. But she lived a long life. She was 94 years old. So died before she got to see this atrocity happen with, y'all know, with the fan. I'm not crying up, y'all. I know this reflection make me look like I'm teary-eyed, but for y'all that follow me by now, y'all know my nose gets stuffy with this fan always about 50 minutes into the video. But anyways, yeah, she's been on a stable downcline from there. So yeah, a lot to digest, y'all. Drug addict family members, death that could have potentially been avoided. Fathers stepping up, may not have been the best at all times. They've had their hang-ups, but have definitely shown tremendous improvement to the point where you taking in children that are not even yours and still being the fatherly figures. And I think that's not, showcased enough. We always are quick to just point out the fact that they have different children by different, baby mamas, but we don't actually talk about the ones who manage to support every last child. Now, emotionally, you might not be fully there in every household, but when you got this one who actually, for the most part, because once again, he had them in different generations, and every generation he's managed to always get all of them together. So it's like the ones that were in their 30s, they still living. I shouldn't say it in past tense. He managed to have them all at the same time. My, cousin's daughter, he had her for the first 2 years of his life, and still after she got out of jail, he was a constant presence in his in her life. and now has permanent custody of her for the past 4 years. So I always been there, just now there fully on top of the other children that he now has that are also, teenagers and now 4 or 5 years old. But he has all, you know, so he's giving that attention to all of them. Usually the households be divided, the baby mamas be, arguing, and you all of them trying to get you from child support. But he is actually got all of, now I don't know if he got custody, full custody of the other children, but I know he's at least a constant presence in their life. And once again, that type of scenario is never really mentioned in the black community. Like, but then again, because those situations are rare, unfortunately, and I wish that would be more of the well, not with the multiple dramas in the crackhead story, but just black fathers just being there for their children, and also stepchildren in this case. Because, like I said, several situations where, my crackheaded cousin's second child, he had 3 father figures that was not even his biological father. He's blessed to say he's had 4 father figures in his life, and neither one of them had major issues with the other father like that. Now, there were some minor scuffles with the last 2 because, rightfully so, because of this doggone bitch done cheated on him with the next man. So it's like, and both of them are good, decent men, but it's still a fucked up situation nonetheless. So you can understand the animosity that was there for a moment, but they doggone humbled themselves for the betterment of the son and for the other children, and still kept it cordial. And here you is doggone using the money that all of them give you for some motherfucking crack. Like, I mean, you just can't make this shit up. But yeah, that's my doggone dysfunctional family ratchet story. That's my little story time of the day for y'all. Y'all tell me y'all thoughts. Tell me if y'all can relate. I hope that some of y'all cannot relate, because it's like, ooh, I hope it's not a huge. I know, unfortunately, though, it is situations like this. Maybe, fortunately, my subscribers hopefully are not in that. But if y'all do, and if you feel like you want to share it down below. Tell me y'all thoughts about this dysfunctional situation. And I say all this to say, and I don't know how I forgot about it earlier, because I went into a family tangent. But yeah, I went down story time lane because I was thinking about going to the funeral tomorrow, but I didn't even think about myself. And it's like, well, Juan, you got Crohn's disease, and even though you are healthy and you because once again, I take my vitamins and supplements, and I stay away from my trigger foods. I have not consumed a full glass of milk in over 8 years now. I limit my consumption of cheese. I have not had hamburger, matter of fact, in the past 4 months. Now, I wish that could be permanent. I wish it could. We going to work on keeping it, but with this doggone economy, me being out of both my jobs, we going to see if I can stay away from red meats. But I've been away from steak now for like the past 6 years. Never was a huge consistent steak. Although I used to eat steak, when I did eat it, I used to eat it medium rare. But now I don't. I try my best not to eat it at all. Not even a well done, not even a steak sub. I try to stay away from it. But y'all know now the last thing is my little trigger foods. Like, I mean, granted they don't trigger my Crohn's disease, but it's like still it's not good. Like, bitch, why am I going through a big old thing of party-sized Doritos within 3 days by my damn self? See, this is why every time a bitch try to do good, this shit darn brings a girl back. But let me hold on though. Hold on. Now before y'all judge me. Well, y'all motherfuckers judge me. See, we taking doggone corrective steps. So when I made it to Walmart yesterday, another thing that was not flying off the shelf was the organic doggone chips. So yeah, I got these. But I made sure to also pick up some of these. So I do try to balance the shit out. And then y'all know I got my zero water filter, so I wasn't fighting for the water. But another thing that surprised me was nobody was going for the sparkling water. People was going for the either the sodas, like people they don't half ass it. They either going straight for the soda or straight for the water. The Mountain Dew was flying off the shelves, the water was flying off the shelves, but the sparkling water, honey, I had that all to my motherfucking self. So I got the big old things of sparkling water, and I got these ones right here, which is flavored. You know the color, they have the colors in them, but it comes with the vitamins up in them as well. So it has 15% of each vitamin A, niacin, biotin, D3, vitamin B6 and B12, and panthenic acid. Now, why did I get this and I have a zero water filter? Because I'm trying to wean myself off of soda. But I like that carbonated taste. It's not that I even like the particular taste of the soda anymore because I've given up Mountain Dew now. It's been 6 months since I've consumed Mountain Dew. So October, November, December, January, February, March. It's been 6 months since I've touched a Mountain Dew. Have not had it. I'm now fully off of Mountain Dew. I've been drinking the Figo drinks as a substitution because it has half the amount of sugar. Now I'm trying to get off of that. But I still have that, not the taste for the soda itself. Like Mountain Dew, I had a specific addiction to the taste. And I had to go through withdrawals. It was real. It is like when they say people have Mountain Dew syndrome, that shit's real because it's like the bitch went through sweats, a bitch went through motherfucking mood swings, and then after like day 10, my mind got a little bit more clear. I could think a little bit more sharper, especially when I wasn't drinking the soda at all. When I went days without drinking no sodas, I noticed that my sense of equilibrium is a little bit better. Like I can even exercise and I'm a little bit more flexible and everything else when I'm not even on the mountain or when I'm on soda, period. But Mountain Dew, I definitely went through a huge withdrawal. So, but now I've been drinking Figo, and now I'm trying to ease myself off of that. So instead of stocking up on 3 to 4 things of Figo yesterday, I just got me one. And I stocked up on like 20 things of this. And I've been drinking 2 of these a day. I'm going to interchange them tomorrow and start drinking the bigger one because the bigger ones can last throughout the whole day for me because it's like 33 ounces. And that's in addition to my regular water. So I want y'all to know that this is not a substitute. Once again, this is not a substitute for my regular water. This is just a substitute for my soda, if that makes sense. Although this is basically like full water because this contains 1% juice. This is like 99% water carbonated. 1% juice with the vitamin additives to it. But it gives me that carbonated taste that I like. But it doesn't give me the side effects of the soda. Like it does not contain the high fructose corn syrup, which can interrupt your body's immune. And once again, having an autoimmune disease is like, nah, bitch, that's a huge motherfucking no-no. And with Mountain Dew, I felt that shit. Like with Mountain Dew, it will, in a weird way, mess with your how can I say? Like it's something with Mountain Dew where it throws off your natural body's way of perspiring. Also, like when you will get unusually hot in a normal when it's like 70 degrees. Here you is busting out and sweat. Like it was really like you was on crack cocaine. And I said, oh my goodness, I'm literally have symptoms of a crackhead, and I've never done crack a day in my life. It's this motherfucking Mountain Dew, even down to my teeth not being the best. In part of this motherfucking Mountain Dew, it's like, one, do you really want? And it's like you still haven't gone to the dentist. You can't really afford the dentist. And then it's like with this darn coronavirus, you can't do no elective darn on shit any damn way. So it's like either you got to give up this shit, or you gonna be wreaking. And then it's like as an esthetician, you don't want to get to the point where it start interfering with your skin and stuff. So, yeah, easing myself off of soda slowly but surely. And I plan on just using my I plan on, when I have the taste for carbonation, I go for a sparkling water instead. Um, Only time I might drink, I want to get to the point where I drink sodas once in a blue moon. So that's where I'm at with my health wise. And in the midst of this coronavirus where people are trying to stack up on little Debbie cakes and shit, I'm trying my best under the circumstances of which I am in this poor city to try to still be healthy on a butt, even though I'm going to the unemployment office maybe tomorrow instead of the funeral to see if I can at least get some form of money to go, because this is the only thing that keeps me, with the negative foods. And this is another conversation as well. It's like trying to eat healthy but on a poverty budget. It's like it's so easy to switch over to a vegan diet or a keto diet when you're making 70, 80, $100,000 a year. But now you're in a situation where you're not making any money, and the only store within walking distance are convenience shops owned by Arabs or the Family Dollar that don't even sell produce. I had to get the car for my mother, and I was surprised that she was so high she darn gone. And this is extremely rare. She actually finally gave me the motherfucking car keys. And that's how I was able to even get to motherfucking Walmart. But yeah, that's the only doggone store near me. I mean, granted, there was another shop, but once again, with this coronavirus, they hours altered and all that. I said, mm-mm. So yeah, it's hard doing this on the butt. So hopefully this virus, they get this shit under control soon, because I really want to upgrade my health, upgrade my teeth, and they're gonna upgrade my motherfucking surroundings. Because not only I want to be good intrinsically and mentally, but extrinsically as well. I want my surroundings to reflect my interior. I want to be in a place where I can surround myself with like-minded, vibrational people instead of surrounding myself with mess with people who don't want to help themselves. So yeah, all over the place. I'm dealing with, deceased family members from cancer. I'm dealing with, being trapped in this house and holding on to my sanity, because y'all know about my clinical depression. That will be a whole nother video, because this video is already deep enough as it is. It's like we're an hour in, and I just unloaded my whole cousin's family history, my family's, history with drug abuse. I done then added a little bit of health darn topic on to the end with my own addiction with Mountain Dew. It's not necessarily the same as being strung out on a narcotic, but the symptoms were identical for the most part, with interfering with my body's way to cool down, and where I was, getting hot sweats. It take and I noticed even with this soda, it takes me hours to really go to sleep. Like I just be laying in the bed and I really can't even go to sleep. Like I'm naturally like that anyway, where I'm a sensitive sleeper. But it's like it shouldn't be taking me no hours just to finally go to sleep. Like if I lay down in bed, and I even tried my best not to even drink soda 2 hours before going to bed, but even then it's because I drink it in this large containers. Like, bitch, the recommendation if you're going to drink soda is 12 ounces a day. You have no business filling this shit up 3 times a day. That's my motherfucking problem. Like, this darn cup is like 16 ounces. So even though I get my water intake in, it's like you know how much sugar is in 12 ounces of Mountain Dew? I think they say it's something like 20 motherfucking teaspoons or some shit. It's in a 12 ounce. So you times that by 4. I am consuming 80 grams of motherfucking sugar when I was on Mountain Dew. And now with this soda, it's half, but still, 40 grams of sugar is a lot. In addition to the fact that I put sugar in my tea. Now, granted that's organic sugar, or a coconut, but still, too much sugar is still too much sugar. So I'm trying to get to the point where that's the only sugar that I'm directly intaking is the coconut sugar from when I put in my tea. And then, I put in my collagen peptides. I mix the collagen peptides in, and I put not 2 tablespoons, but 2 teaspoons of the darn coconut sugar. But it's like when I'm also ingesting 3 things of Mountain Dew, that's a little bit of a sugar overload. So that's another reason why I'm trying to settle down. And hopefully I get that together when they hopefully give me some good news at the unemployment office tomorrow, because I thought I was going to go to the funeral, and now I'm finally going to get into why I don't want to go to the funeral. And it's not because I didn't like, because he was a wonderful man and all, but it's like, funeral, large gatherings of people, and everybody knew. So, but once again, with this social distancing, especially with people with compromised immune systems, is it a good idea to put myself in a situation of a gathering where legally, I don't even know if we can even, I don't know how that's going to work now. But then again, it's some laws being broken. Nobody's going to snitch or nothing, but I'm trying to figure out now legally. We don't supposed to be having no gatherings of more than 50 people. But I know damn well with all the people that he knew that there's going to be quite a bit of people there. So I'm thinking like, hell, even with 20 people, that's still very risky with me. But it's like I put myself around 60, 70, 80 people, and I got a compromised immune system. I'm thinking that I should just send a card and well wishes instead, just for my health. So that's where I'm at with that. It's like, and then I'm already taking a risk because I got to get on this motherfucking bus tomorrow. Because I know she ain't going to come up off the car key. Now she might. I'm going to try it tomorrow. It's like, hell, I made it all the way up to Dargon Walmart. And like, I don't know why she don't trust my driving. I've been driving for 10 years with no Dargon, without no accidents. But for whatever reason, she still judges my driving. So it's like, now you just let me get the keys the other day to go to Walmart, and I done made it up there, and your car came back in one piece. Now downtown is just 5 miles, and I'm going there to actually get some money back up in here. So it's like, hopefully if I say it like that, she'll also give me the keys tomorrow, because it's a risk with the bus. It's like, hell, the bus sits up the darn on 50 people. And once again, you supposed to stay away from a crowd of that size. So it's like, even with them sanitizing the bus more often, now, it's like, hell, I don't technically even supposed to be riding the motherfucking dang on bus like that. And then I know some of y'all going to say Uber, but hell, Uber prices are surging for the reason that a lot of the Uber drivers in our areas don't want to even do Uber because of this shit. So the few that are now, it's a price surge because it's very few Uber drivers to the demand. And I ain't trying to pay no motherfucking $35 just to go down the motherfucking street where $4, where not even $2 worth of gas can take my mother's Nissan down to the motherfucking unemployment office and back. And I just put gas up in that bitch when I went to the doggone store yesterday. So it's like, hell, there's definitely enough up in there for me to go 5 miles down the road and 5 miles back up the motherfucking street. Especially when we talking about actually getting me some income back up and through here. And like I said, I ain't trying to sound insensitive, to my youngest cousin's father, but it's like, I ain't trying to darn go meet him wherever he may be. Well, I damn sure be, I'm not Christian, but I damn sure won't be meeting him anywhere where no flames are at. But if he made it anywhere pearly or whatever, honey, I don't want to darn go meet him this early. So I don't know about even going to the funeral, because it's like, hell, I know for a fact there's going to be probably over 50-some people there. And then it's like, can't catch the bus, so she going to have to come up off the motherfucking car keys tomorrow. But yeah, that's my health situation in a nutshell. Y'all wish me luck on getting these doggone keys to get to the unemployment office. Wish me more luck that they give me and say, girl, you approved for the $600, even though your main benefits are probably like $30 a week for maybe 4 weeks. Honey, that'll help. If you just give me the $600 a week for 4 weeks, honey, that'll work too. Hell, even if you give me half, because they supposed to be giving out this stimulus check in May. I thought it was April. They might do April, but they said, oh no, that's the second round of stimulus checks. So the stimulus check's supposed to come out in April. If they just give me 4 weeks of unemployment on the top of this doggone a little bit of stimulus check on top of my tax returns, honey, that'll keep me good for a moment. That'll keep me good for the time being. And then by that time, hopefully we be lifted off of this ban, because this ban only supposed to be for 30 days. Now this is what's going to piss me off, if they darn gonna put us on this in 30 days pass, and Governor Cooper says, oh well, we're going to put y'all on another 30 days because the situation didn't happen. And we're going to go into part 2 with that, because this video is already an hour and 15 minutes. And I really have to go off about that, because it's like they said, even after this 30 days of quarantine, that the shit ain't going to diminish that much at all. So it's like, well, hell, if it ain't going to diminish with us doing all of this, why the hell did we have to darn gonna be in here in the first place? Talking about it ain't going to barely make a damn ooh. But, that's a whole different subject. Y'all hold on to that. We got plenty of time, because, hell, I'm bitching stuck here for the next 30 days on lockdown per our governor's request. So, hold on to that. Y'all tell me y'all thoughts about my hectic family situation. Y'all keep me in well wishes during this darn tumultuous times that I'm dealing with. And I hope y'all are also doing the same under these darn quite ominous circumstances in our country, to say the least. So hopefully y'all family ain't doing nowhere near as dysfunctional as my family is. And like I said, y'all pray for my sanity. Y'all know a bitch suffers from clinical depression. And I was doing very good and happy for once, going out, seeing people on a daily basis with this job. It wasn't even about the doggone little $9 that they was giving me. It was doing more better for me, actually becoming more sociable with people, because it's like, I can't be sociable with the people that I'm around for obvious reasons, because of this bullshit. I can't relate to being a drug addict. I can't relate to doggone scamming people. I can't relate to doggone prostitution for $20, $30. I can't relate to that shit. I have goals. I have dreams. I want to be a homeowner. I want to learn about the stress of a car note. I want to travel. Traveling ain't the option now. But I want to be well traveled. I want to have my passport stamped up. So you got to surround yourself, even with restaurant, with them working at, it's like-minded people that don't want to be there all the time, or at least if you do, you want to strive to be for management or some shit. Sorry, y'all, had to get my nose together, but you want to at least strive to do better, not just be complacent. And I was doing good with surrounding myself with, very motivating people, and then this shit hits the fan. So yeah, y'all also wish to my sanity, because I'm trying my best to hold up and keep myself motivated. And just doing these videos is a form of stress reliever, so I don't go into a dark place of depression. Because honey, shout out to the our community, because once again, mental illness is real. It's a lot of stuff in the black community we don't talk about. We don't talk about people who are addicted to drugs, people who are addicted to doggone snacks and shit, people who have domestic violence in their families. We don't deal with depression, none of this. But yeah, I feel like I'm darn gonna sound like a broken record, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I know I done said that shit about 10 times, but this time I'm serious. So y'all leave y'all thoughts down below, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all soon with more videos.